Hey everyone, I'm back. And today we're going to read the story, one of my favorite stories. It's called The Paper Bag Princess. We're going to work on our reading voices like I talked about earlier in our mini lesson about using your distracting voice, your reading voice, and your thinking voice. So hopefully you remembered that little mini voice or mini lesson that we talked about our voices, and we'll get busy reading The Paper Bag Princess by Robert Munsch. I love Robert Munsch books. I think you remember that Mrs. Brandt used to read you a lot of Robert Munsch books when we worked together last year in her classroom. So today we are going to read this book, and I really want you to stop and think a lot about this book because it's a good one to think about, okay? It says to start with, To Elizabeth. That's one of the reasons I really like this book, because my daughter Libby's name is her given name is Elizabeth, and so I always think about that when I read this book. Elizabeth was a beautiful princess. She lived in a castle and had expensive princess clothes. She was going to marry a princess named Ronald. There they are. And right away, I want you to start to think what you think about that picture. Look at Elizabeth. She's all googly-eyed about Ronald. But look at Ronald. What do you think about Ronald? Unfortunately, a dragon smashed her castle, burned all her clothes with his fiery breath, and carried off Prince Ronald. Oh no. Do you see how the dragon's carrying Prince Ronald? Elizabeth decided to chase the dragon and get Ronald back. She looked everywhere for something to wear, but the only thing she could find that was not burnt was a paper bag. So she put on the paper bag and followed the dragon. He was not hard to follow because he left a trail of burnt forests and horses' bones. That's interesting. I have to think about this. Why would there be horses' bones? It seems weird, doesn't it to you? Finally, Elizabeth came to a cave with a large door that had a huge knocker on it. She took hold of the knocker and banged on the door. The dragon stuck his nose out of the door and said, "Well, a princess. I love to eat princesses, but I have already eaten a whole castle today. I am a very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow." He slammed the door so fast that Elizabeth almost got her nose caught. Oh my. He must have been very hungry. He has his bib on still. Elizabeth grabbed the knocker and banged on the door again. My goodness. Sorry. Somebody was just banging on my door. It's very hard to work at home. I'm sure you're having a hard time too. I hope they get the message that I'm busy. I'm going back to my reading voice now. The dragon stuck his nose out the door and said, "Go away! I love to eat princesses, but I have already eaten a whole castle today. I am very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow." "Wait!" shouted Elizabeth. "Is it true that you are the smartest and fiercest dragon in the whole world? Well, yes, said the dragon. I wonder what she's up to. Why do you think she's asking him those questions? Is it true, said Elizabeth, that you can burn up 10 forests with your fiery breath? Oh, yes, said the dragon, and he took a huge, deep breath and breathed out so much fire that he burnt up 50 forests. Oh, my goodness. Can you even imagine what a breath like that would be? 50 forests? Again, I have to wonder, why, what is she doing? Why is she even talking to this guy? Fantastic, said Elizabeth, and the dragon took another huge breath and breathed out so much fire that he burnt up 100 forests. Magnificent, said Elizabeth, and the dragon took another huge breath. But this time nothing came out. The dragon didn't even have enough fire left to cook a meatball. Meatballs. That sounds really good. I wonder what Mr. Wuszke might be wanting to make for dinner tonight. Oh, I guess I better get back to my reading. I need to put my reading. But you know, Mr. Wuszke's been working from home too. And so he's been cooking a lot of dinner lately. And you know Mr. Wuszke. He likes to eat. Those meatballs sound kind of good. Maybe I'll suggest something. Oh, and you know Michael's home too. I need to, oh my goodness, I need to start thinking. We need to get busy. I hope you're thinking and thinking and reading too with me. Okay, let's go. All right. So, he has done so much blowing and blowing and blowing, but now he doesn't have any breath, right? So I wonder what's going on. Elizabeth said, Dragon, is it true that you can fly around the world in just 10 seconds? Why, yes, said the dragon, and jumped up and flew all the way around the world and was back in 10 seconds. He was very tired when he got back, but Elizabeth shouted, Fantastic, do it again! And she waved to him, waved goodbye. She looks like she's up to something, don't you? Look at the face. Look at her face. She's still wearing her paper bag, too, isn't she? It's kind of a cute little dress, isn't it, that she made out of a paper bag? I wonder if you could be that creative. Who are my fashion designers? I'm thinking maybe Madison would be a fashion designer, or Nicole. I wonder if you could send me a video of your paper bag dresses or shirts. Anybody interested? So, the dragon jumped up and flew around the whole world in just 20 seconds. The whole world. When he got back, he was too tired to talk, and he laid down and went straight to sleep. He had to have been exhausted. I'm thinking that our friend Elizabeth has something up her sleeve. He's pooped. Wouldn't you be pooped too? Elizabeth whispered very softly, Hey, dragon. The dragon didn't move at all. She lifted up the dragon's ear and she put her head right inside. That would be weird. She shouted as loud as she could, "Hey, dragon!" The dragon was so tired, he didn't even move. Have you ever been so tired that you just don't move? I can remember some times where I am just so tired after school that I just want to go home and not move. Those are fun times. So, but look up here. Who's up in the window? Anybody see that? I know it's kind of hard. Who's up there? Do we understand what she's doing? Elizabeth walked right over the dragon and opened the door to the cave. There was Prince Ronald. He looked at her and said, "Elizabeth, you're a mess. You smell like ashes, your hair is all tangled, and you're wearing a dirty old paper bag. Come back when you're dressed like a real princess." Can you believe that? I mean, seriously, Ronald? Look at him. What are you all thinking right now? I'm thinking, Ronald, you know what I would think, right? "Ronald," said Elizabeth, "your clothes are really pretty, and your hair is very neat. You look like a real prince, but you're a bum." And guess what? They never got married. There she goes, dancing off into the sunset. I think that's a funny book. I love that book because it teaches us all sorts of things, don't you think? Especially to be yourself and be happy with yourself. Don't stand for what others, like Prince Ronald, wants you to look like or be, right? Be happy with who you are. Don't chase something that you are expected to be from somebody else as far as your looks are concerned. So, everybody using their thinking voices, I hope, because there are a lot of things to think about in that book. And I hope that you didn't get too distracted. That was a hard one to stay. All right, I mean, it's just hard to stay undistracted at this point in time, especially with the sunshine out today. I hope you got outside and play. Go outside now if you haven't yet. Oh, that reminds me. I have a special message for you from Mrs. Salazar. We had lunch together today. Not really together. We sat in the backs of our cars in the parking lot and we visited. And so she says to say hello and to go outside and find nouns and to make a list of all the nouns that you see outside. So she wants you to know that she misses you. Especially she wants to say hello to Isaiah and Adrian, her buddies that she works with all the time. So she's thinking of you guys and she wants to make sure that you're still working hard. All right. So you guys keep reading and I'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.